Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going to be tackling a really intriguing paper.
Yeah,
It kind of flips the script on how we think about AI learning and reasoning.
right.
So get this.
Hmm.
It suggests that sometimes less is actually more
Interesting.
when it comes to training AI for complex tasks.
Huh.
I know. It
Yeah.
sounds crazy, right?
Yeah, it is a bit counterintuitive, isn't it? I mean, we're so used to the idea that AI needs mountains of data
Yeah,
to learn anything.
exactly.
But this paper at LIMO, less is more for reasoning,
Okay.
makes a compelling case for a different approach.
Okay, so let's unpack this a little bit.
Sure.
What exactly did the researchers discover
Well,
that has got everyone buzzing?
they found that they could actually unlock really sophisticated mathematical reasoning skills
Okay.
in large language models, or LLMs,
Of the lamps.
using way less data than anyone thought possible.
Wow.
And we're not talking about a small improvement here.
Right.
We're talking about a giant leap forward.
Hold on. How is that even possible? Don't get me wrong. This is fascinating.
Sure.
But it also feels like magic.
Yeah,
I mean, how can you teach an AI complex reasoning
right.
with just a sliver
Yeah.
of the data that was previously considered essential?
It all comes down to a shift in perspective.
Okay.
Think of it this way.
Right.
Modern LLMs, like the ones powering some of the most advanced AI systems today,
Right.
have already been trained on massive amounts of data.
Mm-hmm.
And a good chunk of that data actually includes mathematical content.
Interesting.
For example,
Yeah.
Llama 2 was trained on 1.8 trillion tokens of data.
Okay.
And Llama 3 went even further,
Okay.
using 3.7 trillion tokens,
Wow.
just for mathematical reasoning.
So it's like these AI models
Yeah,
already have a huge library of mathematical knowledge
right.
tucked away in their digital brains.
Yeah,
Just waiting to be tapped into.
exactly. The knowledge is already there.
So-
It's just a matter of figuring out how to access it and use it effectively.
Right.
And that's where the less is more approach comes in.
Okay, so walk me through this.
Sure.
How do they actually make less work
Well,
in a world where more has always been the rule?
instead of bombarding the AI with a massive data set,
Okay.
the researchers focused on creating a smaller,
Mm-hmm.
carefully curated set
Yeah.
of high-quality examples.
Okay.
These examples act as a sort of blueprint,
Okay.
guiding the AI through the step-by-step process of solving a problem.
So it's not about the quantity of data.
Right.
It's about the quality and the way it's structured.
Exactly.
Almost like giving the AI a set of precise instructions
Yeah,
instead of a jumbled toolbox.
that's a great analogy.
Okay.
And to make this work, they had to leverage another key breakthrough in AI advancements in inference-time computation scaling.
Uh-huh.
This basically means giving the AIs more thinking space
Interesting.
during the reasoning process,
Okay.
allowing it to hold more information in its mind
Okay.
and work through problems in a more sophisticated way.
Interesting. So it's like we're not just giving the AI a better textbook.
Mm-hmm.
We're also giving it a bigger whiteboard to work out the problem.
Exactly. It's about giving the AI the resources it needs to actually process and apply the knowledge it already has.
Right.
And the results of this approach were pretty astounding.
Okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
Give me the details.
Okay.
How well did this less is more approach actually work in practice?
Right.
Did it really live up to the hype?
Well, it absolutely did. The researchers put their hypothesis to the test with a model they called LIMO,
LIMO.
and they trained it on a curated dataset of just 817 math problems.
817 problems. That's like what a week's worth of homework for a math prodigy.
Something like that. But here's the kicker.
Okay.
LIMO achieved some truly remarkable results.
Wow.
On the A benchmark,
Okay.
you know, the American Invitational Mathematics Examination?
Oh, yeah.
The one that gives even the brightest high school students a run for their money?
Hmm.
LIMO achieved 57.1% accuracy.
Whoa, that's impressive. How does that compare to previous attempts using traditional methods?
Well, the previous best using those data-heavy methods was a paltry 6.5%.
Oh, wow.
So LIMO represents a massive leap forward.
Wow.
And it wasn't just a fluke on one benchmark.
Okay.
On the math benchmark,
Yeah.
LIMO scored a whopping 94.8%,
Wow.
a significant jump from the 59.2% achieved by other models.
Yeah.
And on average, across 10 diverse benchmarks,
Okay.
LIMO showed a 40.5% improvement.
So we're talking about a model trained on a tiny data set outperforming models trained on hundreds of times more data.
Right.
That's mind-blowing.
It really is, and it really highlights the potential of this less is more approach.
Yeah.
It suggests that we might be able to achieve similar breakthroughs
Okay.
in other domains,
Yeah.
where complex reasoning is key.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued.
Yeah.
What other areas could benefit from this kind of approach?
Think about fields like medicine, engineering, scientific research.
Mm-hmm.
Any area where you need AI to not just process information, but actually understand and reason about it.
Okay.
Imagine being able to train AI models to diagnose diseases,
Right.
design new materials, or even discover new scientific principles,
Wow.
all with a fraction of the data we currently require.
That would be revolutionary. It
Right.
could accelerate progress in so many fields.
Exactly. And it's not just about efficiency. The
Okay.
LIMO approach also points towards a future where AI can move beyond simple pattern recognition
Yep.
and towards genuine understanding and reasoning.
So it's not just about building bigger AI models. It's about building smarter ones.
Precisely.
Okay.
And that's what makes this research so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about achieving a new benchmark. It's about changing the way we think about AI training and development. It's about moving away from the brute force approach of just throwing more data at the problem
Right.
and towards a more nuanced and strategic approach that focuses on quality over quantity.
This is all starting to make sense now.
Good.
But let's get back to the how for a minute.
Okay.
What makes the training data in LIMO so special? What sets it apart from the massive data sets we've been using for years?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
The researchers were incredibly meticulous about how they curated their data set.
Okay.
They focused on two key aspects.
Okay.
Question selection and reasoning chain construction.
Okay, break that down for me.
Sure.
What do those terms actually mean in this context?
When it came to question selection,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't just pick any random math problems.
Okay.
They chose problems that were challenging and diverse,
Okay.
requiring the AI to integrate different mathematical concepts.
So no multiple choice quizzes here. They went straight for the brain teasers.
Exactly.
Okay.
And when it came to reasoning chain construction,
Yeah.
they didn't just provide the AI with the answers.
Right.
They crafted high-quality solutions that demonstrated the optimal thought process
Okay.
with clear explanations and rigorous verification steps.
So it's not just about showing the AI what the answer is. It's about showing it how to arrive at the answer
Yes.
step by step
Right.
with clear logic and reasoning.
You got it. And what they found was that the quality of these reasoning chains had a huge impact on LIMO's performance.
So the better the explanations, the better the AI learned. It's like having a really good teacher who knows how to break down complex concepts into manageable chunks.
That's a great analogy. And interestingly, they found that models trained on data sets with more challenging questions actually performed better,
Okay,
even on tasks outside their training domain.
interesting.
This suggests that pushing AI with tougher problems actually helps it develop more robust and adaptable reasoning skills.
It's like giving your brain a good workout at the gym.
Right.
The more you challenge yourself, the stronger you become.
Exactly.
But it wasn't just about the data itself, was it?
Right.
The paper also emphasized the importance of the pre-trained model they used,
That's right. LIMO was built on Quen 2.5,
PIN 2.5.
a model specifically designed with a strong foundation in mathematical knowledge.
Okay,
When they tried the same approach with an older model,
Yeah.
one that wasn't as specialized in math,
okay.
the results were significantly worse.
So even with the same high-quality training data, the model with the stronger foundation in math performed much better.
Yes,
That really highlights the importance of that initial knowledge base, doesn't it?
it absolutely does. It shows that the quality of both the training data and the pre-trained model are crucial for unlocking these advanced reasoning abilities in AI.
This is also fascinating. It feels like we're witnessing a paradigm shift in AI training.
Right.
A move away from brute force data crunching towards a more sophisticated and efficient approach
Yeah,
that prioritizes quality structure and deep understanding.
I couldn't agree more. It's an exciting time to be following AI research.
Yeah.
And the LIMO paper is a testament to the incredible progress being made.
Hmm.
It raises a lot of intriguing questions about the future of AI and its potential to solve some of the world's most challenging problems.
Speaking of questions, I'm curious about something.
Sure.
You mentioned earlier that this less is more approach could be applied to other fields like medicine and engineering,
Yeah.
but those fields often deal with messy real-world data, not the neat and tidy world of mathematical equations.
Right.
Do you think this approach can really translate to those more complex domains?
That's a great question. And it's one the researchers actually address in the paper.
Okay,
They acknowledge that real-world data can be a lot messier than the structured world of math.
right.
But they also suggest that the principles behind LIMO,
Okay.
focusing on quality structure and reasoning pains,
Mm-hmm.
could still apply.
Okay.
It's about thinking carefully about how we present information to the AI,
Yeah.
even in those complex domains.
Okay.
Imagine, for instance, training a medical AI.
Okay.
Instead of just feeding it raw patient data,
Right.
We could create carefully structured case studies that highlight key symptoms, diagnostic reasoning, and treatment pathways.
So it's like giving the AI a virtual mentorship with the best doctors in the world,
Right.
showing them how to approach complex cases step by step.
Exactly. It's about providing the AI with the guidance and structure it needs to learn effectively, even when dealing with messy real-world data.
Okay,
And remember, the LIMO approach isn't just about the data.
right,
It's also about giving the AI more thinking space during inference.
right.
This is especially important in those complex domains where the AI needs to juggle a lot of variables and consider different possibilities.
It's like giving the AI a more powerful mental workspace, right?
Exactly.
Allowing it to hold more pieces of the puzzle in its mind at once and make more sophisticated connections.
Precisely. And that's where those advancements in inference-time computation scaling come into play.
Right.
They give the AI the computational power it needs to tackle those complex real-world problems.
Okay.
Now, I know this all sounds very promising, but it's important to remember that this is still early-stage research.
Right.
There are still a lot of challenges to overcome before we can fully realize the potential of this less is more approach.
Like what? What are some of the hurdles we still need to clear?
Well, for one,
Yeah.
curating those high-quality data sets is no easy feat.
Right.
It requires a deep understanding of the domain
Yeah.
and a lot of careful thought about how to structure the information in a way that's both meaningful and accessible to the AI.
It's like designing the perfect textbook or crafting the ultimate training manual.
Right.
You need experts who not only understand the subject matter,
Yeah.
but also understand how to teach it effectively.
Right. And then there's the challenge of scaling this approach to even more complex domains.
Okay.
The researchers demonstrated its effectiveness in math,
Right.
which is a relatively well-defined domain with clear rules and structures.
Yeah.
But can we apply these same principles to areas where the rules are more ambiguous,
Right.
the data is even messier,
Yeah.
and the reasoning processes are less clear-cut?
It's a big question mark, but one that's definitely worth exploring.
Absolutely. And I think that's what makes this research so exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about solving a particular problem. It's about opening up a whole new way of thinking about AI training and development.
Right.
It's about challenging the status quo and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's a reminder that sometimes the most groundbreaking discoveries come from questioning our assumptions and exploring seemingly counterintuitive ideas.
Exactly. And I think that's a valuable lesson for anyone,
Mm-hmm.
whether you're working in AI or any other field.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to challenge the conventional wisdom and explore new ways of thinking.
Well said. This deep dive into the world of LIMO has been truly eye-opening.
Good.
It's amazing to see how researchers are constantly pushing the boundaries of AI and exploring new frontiers of intelligence.
It's a fascinating journey.
Yeah,
And one that's just getting started.
right.
I can't wait to see what other breakthroughs emerge in the years to come.
Me too. And thank you for guiding us through this complex and intriguing topic.
Oh, you're welcome.
You've given us a lot to think about.
My pleasure. It's always a joy to share these exciting developments with a curious audience.
Well, that's a wrap on our deep dive into LIMO. We hope you enjoyed this exploration into the cutting edge of AI research.
Thanks for having me.
Until next time, keep those brains buzzing and those curiosity circuits firing.